Evening, y'all. Chief Prepper here. It's almost 10 to 10. I've been up since 5 this morning. It's been a long motherfucking beast of a day. So let's get to one of the things that we probably should talk about. Assuming Trump gets an appeal and his felony conviction is not overturned, 10 to 1 is a law drafted already, sitting waiting to be introduced on the House floor or the Senate, and it goes to the House. The Democrats and enough fucking rhinos fucking vote yes, and they'll change the law so that no president or candidate or presidential candidate that is a convicted felon can run or hold office. You watch. I think it's a sad day in America. I don't know all the particulars. I do know that I didn't see any evidence of him paying Stormy Daniels. He paid his lawyer. Whatever. So there's an update on my right eye, the only eye that I had surgery on. I've had two. There may be a third in the not too distant future. When they did the cornea, not the cornea, the vitrectomy, I can't say the word, and basically they fixed the retina and they fixed the retina and the tears, and then a few months later I had cataract surgery. Well, one, the pupil doesn't close all the way. It doesn't close like it's supposed to. Two, there's a membrane on the back of the eye that when it was messed with, I don't know exactly how, it normally has a divot, like a little dent in the center. Well, after surgery, mine healed back flat. And then now, a little over a year later, from the surgery date of May 1st, there is more change to that membrane. The doctor gave me an option of operating immediately or waiting, and he said there's been studies done and on people with 2015, 20/20 vision, as long as it's caught in a timely manner. If it continues to get worse, there's no change in the outcome. So he was comfortable with waiting, and I told him I'm not in the mood for any more surgeries, period. But if I was a guessing man, there's one in my future. So I'm under strict orders. If I start seeing wavy lines, vertical wavy lines, like this, or I have a bunch of black floaters appear, then I'm to immediately come in. I'll be evaluated the same day and more than likely scheduled for surgery. So that was rather depressing. Left there not in a good mood. Came home, relaxed a little bit. Basically got a trailer hooked up to my van, a small trailer, and came inside, cooled off, fed my dad lunch. I took a short nap. Every day this week I've been up early, and tomorrow's the first day where I don't have to be up early. And early is in like 5, 6, 4. It's a fucking crazy week. So I went by a trailer place because I'm thoroughly frustrated. I love the trailer I have, but it's, to say the least, it's treacherous loading and unloading a motorcycle. So I went and priced a 6.5 by 12 single axle, which will only hold one bike, and there's a 7 by 14 tandem axle. And one good thing, really good thing happened today. I found a place that I can have a trailer brake installed on my van, which is something I've been wanting for forever. And they said that they're smart enough to do it without it being plug and play. So about $500, and I will be spending that not next week, but the following week probably. And then seriously looking at a 7 by 14 trailer. Only because while it's really big, but there's a potential for me to want to haul more than one motorcycle. Most of the time, it will probably only be me with my bike. So, but there's always a chance I'll haul more than one. So, you know, and that 7x14 trailer, I should be able to get 2 bikes in fairly easily. They're about 8 feet long each. Well, my bike is 8 feet long for sure. So, got to put a wheel chock in the very front, and then probably one by the door maybe, and then put the second bike in, and then angle it a little bit, and then have tie downs for both of them. But the 7x14 is like 8,000, probably 9 with the stuff I'm going to add to it, which is 2 spare tires and the van, electrical wiring, and then additional tie downs. So, but the 6.5 by 12 is 6,000. So for 3,000 more, I get more capacity, more capability. Then I went over to the dealership. My wife's bike was ready, which is why I hooked up the trailer and loaded the stuff I needed to load her bike on and off the trailer with. Got it loaded, tied down. Came home. My Pontiac that I've had for 2 years now, going on 2 years. 86 gangster looking box car. Was up on jack stands. Been like that for almost a week because I jacked it up with the intent of working on it and didn't get to it. So today I got it apart and found out the left side it had plenty of grease when I put it together, but it didn't have as much grease when I was taking it apart. Inspected the bearings, hit them with parts cleaner, and then soaked them in gas. Inspected them. There were no issues. No issues on the races. No issues on the spindle. I had been hearing what sounded like a bearing going out, and I couldn't tell if it was the left or the right, but it was definitely something that was rotating. So while the bearings from the left side were soaking in gasoline to clean them, I pulled the right side apart. And upon inspecting the bearings, I checked the spindle when I took it apart and didn't find any issues really. And then on the one of the bearings delaminated and fucked up the race. Luckily it did the race and not the spindle. So from there, my new car got delivered, the one I bought instead of buying land, and with my eye issue and all the shit that's going to go on with that, and then with what's going on with former President Trump and the nation, you know, we'll see if the conservative right raises up. I think we're done as a country. I really do. So after I got it apart, figured out what was wrong, I ran to the parts store. One store had the bearings that I needed, and then the rotor that I needed was 5 miles away, so I drove down there, picked that up, came home. My wife had gotten home, and I told her what I needed to do. She went and jogged, and then I worked on the Pontiac. It's completely back together and off the jack stands. I just need to test drive it, and I'll do that tomorrow. So then I cooked 2 Prime Select steaks and some home fries and the Fry Daddy. And took the trash out. It's a nice trash night, and then went out and set my wife's bike got a phone holder that is also a phone charger. So I might be spending the money for my bike. What else? Louder pipes. Actually got Vance and Hines tuned to 1 pipe, and it's disappointingly quiet, but it's louder than it was. And then I got a Curican speaker system so that she can have music when she's riding to work. Hopefully it's loud enough she can hear it. So we got her phone paired to it tonight, so hopefully she likes it. We're expecting a possibility of severe storms tonight. So covered her bike, came in, did the dishes, fucking took a shower, finally sat down. Gonna try and enjoy the evening. I almost wasn't going to go to Abilene because there's so much shit going on here at the house, and then after the news of my eye and depressing shit about that, and then the realization that at some point I may lose vision. Pressure in my left eye was up around 19 and at 25 for a prolonged period. They're calling it maybe glaucoma, but my pressure in both eyes was never really low. It was always around 14, 15, 17. But the right eye is at 9. So. But it looks like I'm going to be on drops for the rest of my life, which is, I told the doctor tonight, if I'd have known that shit, I probably wouldn't have done the surgery. So he tried to tell me it didn't have anything to do with it, but two other doctors said it's a possibility, so I don't know which one to fucking believe. So yeah, life ain't too bad, life ain't too good. It's kind of bumping along in the middle. So having said all that, I think all of you should, if you haven't been stepping up your prepping, this thing with Trump, and then I said for a year now that it's already been decided. We're going to get stuck with Biden again. So, and then, you know, what happens? Sorry, I'm opening a soda. Root beer zero. Wonderful thing. We're already at 12.5 minutes, so I need to wrap this up. I'm still going to see the real estate agent, and I'm probably going to look at the land, and then I'm going to let her know I'm going to push buying land for 2 years. Then I'm going to give her a thank you card with some money in it, because I don't want her to feel used and not get compensated for her time, and let her know to keep me on her contacts, and that keep sending me land pictures or notices, and then I could potentially still buy land. It's just I didn't want to absorb that payment, and so instead I absorbed a payment for a car. But for the time being, I make enough to afford stuff. What else? I haven't really said, but if you're wondering, I got a Challenger 23. It's got 606 miles on it. When I signed the paperwork, they had to put it in the body shop because the door edge got scratched. They actually sanded it and painted it instead of doing model paint, so I'm pleased with that. It's an SRT wide body, 6.4 Hemi automatic. It's got the custom leather seats in it with ventilated and heated seats, heated steering wheel. It's got stuff, moonroof, which is what I wanted. I actually wanted a standard, but with the way traffic is around here, having a standard would just suck. So my left knee is not doing as well as it could have, or it could be. It's giving me issues. Periodically when I put pressure on it, it gives me a sharp pain and wants me to let me fall on the ground, which luckily hasn't happened yet. So the only thing I need to do that I'm going to do that car is tint the windows, WeatherTech floor mats, and at some point in the not too distant future hit the junkyard, find a wheel with the right bolt pattern, so I can have a full-size spare in the back, because they don't come with spares anymore. Imagine that. Yeah. Life is life. I'm almost certain that all of you that are prepping like there's no tomorrow, if you do that, there may not be a tomorrow for you. So, because trust me when I say this, when shit hits the fan, if it ever actually gets here, like long term, like nuclear or fucking world war or civil war or whatever the fuck it is, EMP, fucking CME, fucking, you know, all the illegal aliens, fucking newcomers, whatever the fuck YouTube wants to call them, when they start acting the fool, life as you know it is going to be over. So you need to live a little bit right fucking now, you know, especially if you have food, water, security, and shelter for the most part taken care of, and you've managed to be smart enough not to buy a house inside the fucking city limits. So, you know, make sure you live a little. Live a little while you can right now, because when the fucking shit gets here, there ain't gonna be no living. All it's gonna be is fucking scratching out in existence. It's gonna be a fight to the fucking death every time you come across strangers. Food's gonna become a fucking problem, even if you're prepped. You know, if you're prepped, you know, you got stuff and you got a way to power shit, you better be fucking hunting and fishing all the fucking time, because at some point that fucking food's gonna run out, and you better start gardening big time. And I hope you got seeds, heirloom seeds. So anyway, we're at almost 17 minutes. Information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot, share love when you can. Keep prepping.